Hello, welcome back to some Dark Cloud 2. I'm just checking. How am I doing on stuff? I would say not fantabulous. Yeah, so let's, can we move from here? We can? Okay, great. So we're just gonna go ahead and repair the ride pod right out of the gate. And then I guess go and do some more palace levels? I thought it said shop, and I was like, what? The shop? Okay, let's go. We haven't done many floors here, have we? Oh well. I can see the end in sight. I just have to push a little bit more. Definitely not gonna be this video, but 2 to 3 more, I'm thinking, right? That's cool. Hope everyone's doing chill today. It's interesting, the current games I'm running right now, like context switching between Stalker 2, which is very bleak, but also very modern in its design and gameplay, which is quite amusing to go to a PS2 game after playing, like, you know, very current Unreal Engine 5 games. But you know what? I'll be honest. I don't notice as much of a difference between games now and then as I thought I would. I'm not saying there isn't a difference. There is. But I just kind of... I don't know. I always thought it would be so much more dynamic than it is in reality. And that's okay. I kind of, you know, it's reasonable. I'm gonna just talk yawn for half the video now, if that's okay with you. Just thinks I think it makes things more relatable. You know, I too am exhausted with life. Yep. Who isn't? Honestly, when you meet somebody who's like not a little bit exhausted with everything, and they're like, everything's actually really great, and you just pay attention and work with the system works with you. You're like, oh my god, I hate you. Maybe that person is just incredibly, you know, wise or capable or something, but I think accepting a little bit of misery is accepting that life is not a perfectly balanced experience. And I think everyone, you know, experiences that malaise. It's not just normal people, although I struggle to call myself a normal person. Normal adjacent is as kind as I'm willing to be. Anything else feels dangerously inaccurate. Now I know I should at some point, how is Monica deal against? Not that bad. Yeah, I mean, like, Monica needs to be leveled up as well, and she needs to be strong enough because there's no doubts going to be need for her in the final fights. That's cool. Resurrection powder. Have we gone this entire game and not gotten one of those? Okay. That was the combat right there. Level up. We have leveled up. Well, the sword has. Which is, again, good. Very good. Yeah, is it like a hard as diamond thing? Is that like what the extra defense is indicating here? Like, I don't know. This is a weird floor. I mean, it's not a bad floor to level up on. So if I'm taking notes here mentally. Okay. Oh. You know what? I didn't realize that passage down the bottom left of the map was cut off from everything else. Okay, well, I guess I might as well go down there now instead of having to slog all the way back. Still pretty sloggy. Oh, well. Oh, gosh. Yeah, because I'm so tired today. I'm just going to make sure, yep. Cool. All right, everything is recording. It's some pretty essential stuff. You don't want to be talking to yourself for an hour for no purpose. Even, you know, even being crazy is a purpose. If you're talking to yourself for an hour and at the end of that hour, you're not even crazy, that's some waste of time, you know? Okay. Sure, bro. Cool. And I don't know how far along this sword is. Yeah, 16 points and it needs more cyclone. Oh no. Is that what I was going for? It feels like... I feel like if this only has 2, that's probably what I was going for. Watch me like epically mess up. Ah, well, I don't think it matters. Actually, I don't care. Okay, so some cyclone. Do we have any of those? Okay, it needs more. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by a line on the screen. Wow, still needs more cyclone, but can't. Okay. I guess it needs exorcism, eh? For exorcism. Yeah, no chance that was what it needs, but that's okay. Or that was enough for it, more accurately. But we can keep on leveling it up. And yeah, I know it seems like I'm on the precipice of getting back his ultimate weapon, at least one of them from the wrench path. So it stands to reason that we should be able to get one of Monica's, even if it's just a random one. And I'm going to assume that all of the weapons are good enough to beat the game with. You know, there some that are probably way better than others? Yeah, no doubt. But I'm sure they're all good enough. They all hit things. They all do damage. Heck, I'm sure if you tried hard enough, you could probably beat the game with exactly what I had right now. I'm just saying, why not expand these things? Okay, I'm gonna back off here because there's a lot of guys though. And we're just gonna blappity blap that way. Okay. Monica. Okay. Ow. Okay, well, fighting them is dumb. I won't do that anymore. Ooh. Hey, did we get the Queen's watering pot? Couldn't have left here without it. Yeah, after many hours, while this combat system does feel better than the predecessor, it definitely wears thin at this point. I feel like I'm pressing X. You know, like that is the combat. Press X and then continue to press X. Which, you know, was the staple for a really long time. Still is in some cases. Sometimes it's square. X is a little bit of a unique attack button, actually. Yay. Progress, one little bit of a time. Okay, kinda, is this like, is that the exit right there? No. Okay. Wow, a lot of resurrection powder so far. Is the game like expecting me to be dead? Okay, yeah, the mimics are just... They go down a little bit better to smashing damage. An evil performer. Cool. All right. One more level up. How lucky am I? The lag of change. In real life, there is some lag change, isn't there? Maybe some overdue lag. Maybe some lag that's taking so long it feels like it's a full-on stop. But I have to trust that there is progress being made, that's moving forwards, and like all history before it, things are tending towards a more maintainable good for all. You know, like with like new technologies that are coming out, like all the AI and stuff like that, I have to remind myself that no emerging technology that is popular and, seemingly elitist actually stays in the hands of the elite. Things like phones and what have you. You would think a pocket computer that has all the information in the world and can take high quality pictures and go on the internet and do all this stuff would be limited in some way, right? Like if you grew up in the 1950s, the idea of such a machine would be for world leaders and people at the height of their career and very specific important people, not just like everyone. And even people who are relatively not that well off have maybe had a handful of them. And I remind myself about that with all technologies. I don't drive, but sure, rich people have nicer cars or visually more impressive cars, but it's not like they're the only ones with cars. And I think it's going to be the same thing with a lot of technologies. Folks would love to keep them locked down, keep them isolated, keep them for the upper echelon only, but the upper echelon a lot of the time isn't building the stuff that they want. So even the process of improving it, maintaining it, doing all that stuff, they need the people that they don't want to have stuff. And the people who don't have stuff are only going to build those things if they get some. Now, I know you're thinking, AI is going to be able to replace those people. That's the grand plan. I don't know, man. AI is a tool. It's a really interesting tool, but there's lots of people who, their issue doesn't lie in the tools, right? Like, there are people who have had all the resources their entire life and still haven't done anything. And they've had help. Even arguably, they've had people to do it for them, or the ability to make people do it for them, right? And they still don't. So I really only think at long term, AI is going to empower people that kind of have something to empower or have some goal to achieve with it. The vibe coding applications is great, and it's cool that you can do that. And I have no doubts that we're gonna see some like crazy success stories and some abysmal failures out of that world, right? My point is more like the people who are gonna succeed at that are probably the type of inventive people that would have done something with whatever they had available no matter what. If they had sticks, they were going to make a fire. If they had a mirror, they're going to make some light illusion. If they have AI, they're going to make some incredibly autonomous program or piece of software. I don't really see that as inherently the end of the world. I guess maybe I'm just being optimistic. But knowing, even with assistance, even with, I'm imagining, like I'm working with enterprise tier AI systems right now. I've been working with machine learning for a long time. So I'm aware of how these things work and where they might be going. And even if AI improves dramatically, 4, 5, 6 times as good as it is now. It, how can I explain this? I think it's going to be one of those situations where, as we increase our capability to do complex things, our complex tools will rise to meet that complexity, but they won't surpass it. Because the new things that are going to come, they're going to be more complex than the things we have now. They're going to be more multifaceted. They're going to have different dynamics and components to consider. That's the nature of building with more advanced things, right? It's like an anvil. The first anvil you ever build is maybe like a rock, and it sucks. And then you use that to forge something better. And the thing you forge that with, you forge something else. And it keeps on increasingly becoming not just more dynamic, but there's more angles, you know more, there's more technology built into the anvil, and that lets you do more with it. And I think, you know, the way the software goes and the way that people develop things, we're still going to see that. Because unless we start approaching true, like, you know, artificial sentience or sapience or whatever you want to call it, where AI can both develop complex software but wants to, you're going to have human-driven design, even if it's fulfilled by AI or, you know, assisted by AI, whatever it is. If people are solving people problems, we're still going to be, you know, in the chair behind what's happening there, or at least where it's going. And because of that, the way that humans design systems, the way that we design systems when we get access to more complex tools, is that they don't, like, look at even graphics, right? Modern graphics. You would think with all these years of development and all the technology that's gone into, oh my god, there's chests in the bottom right corner, whatever. With all that stuff, you would be able to have GPUs now that are so beyond anything that you could run simulations of the universe on a single card, all right? But that's not what's happened, is the demands the GPU is meeting have increased alongside its capabilities. So while you would kind of expect one takeaway or flyaway progression, that's not really what happens, is those two lines between capability and the actual demand being met or the request being asked of that capability, they stay pretty hand in hand as they grow. And that's why, like, I understand the panic of AI, and maybe I'm going to be totally wrong, and in 6 months we're all going to be screwed, right? But I don't know. I just don't know if that is true with the reality of software. Or just the reality of design at all, right?
Alright, that takes care of you
Because,
guys.
as well, because humans are so weird and peculiar. Oh, I should have teleported to it. Could have saved me a second. Oh well. There's weird stuff. Like, I'm not going to slander anything inherently here, program-wise. But there are some programs. And let's say one of them rhymes with Bale Borse. Bane Bites. These types of similar sounding things. They're just awful pieces of software. And they've become this, like, grossly complex thing. All based on the preferences of people. Right? When I meet people who have, like, worked in some of these systems for a long time, it's like talking to someone from another plane of existence. Because they're just so, like, accepting of some real dumb stuff. And, like, even I was, like, researching something the other day because I had to overhaul a process. Something's being sunset, so I had to update this whole thing from one way of doing it to the more modern way of doing it. And the way that things work on the other side, the side of things I can't control. Oh, what the heck? What? Uh. Okay, did I was just about to do this level, right? Why did that happen? That was real weird. I must have hit a button or something that I didn't realize I'd mapped. That was wonky. I think this is one of the things I have to kill to upgrade Max's weapon here, right? Yeah, Bundy, a moonflower fence, a toy something. Okay. Yeah, I have no idea what caused that to happen. Very weird. Okay, so clearly there's like... Ow, bro. Okay. Yeah, it looks like I can use the star thing key on this level as well, if I am understanding the two paths. Okay. Wow, a lot of treasure chest keys. Okay. Hey, silver gear. This is your end, dear bucko. Cool. Okay. Yep, that's fair. I haven't really used the armband. Yeah, I was just curious what was over there. Some character, Bundy. Looks a little dangerous, but seems to be ideal pretty good damage to him. Beautiful. Now, I don't have anything for Cyclone anymore, do I? Yeah, I have wind elements. Whatever. Works for me. Hey, now she just needs exorcism. Which is cool by me. I probably overleveled it a little bit, but that's fine. It'll all work itself out over time. Blue. Oh, okay, that's cool. Crow priest. Okay, we'll become Monica. Right, I meant to use... Yeah. Okay. The Georama. Obviously the most essential of the many items in this game. Because we want to be able to build this thing. Oh, we're getting lots of healing items too, which I'm a big fan of. Why does that, like... You'd think that stab would do, like, a lot more damage, but deals, like, crap damage. It always has. I'm very curious about the value of that mechanically, like, in the game. Okay. Life element. Alright, I'm just gonna get the fan on me. It's getting a little warm in here. Which is good that I'm kind of getting my recording for the day out of the way. You know, do some rendering, then step away from the computer. Let it be what it needs to be. It's been way too hot for me lately. I haven't been doing very well with it. Actually, I've been taking like 2 baths a day just to like sit in cold water because it's otherwise I'm getting like real like lightheaded and nauseous. And that's just the Canadian in me. I'm not good at dealing with heat. I won't even pretend to be. Now you put me in the cold and you will be blown away by how effective I am. Especially if you grow up in a place that's like hot. Because I've definitely like I've had friends who are from very warm places or coworkers, and the reactions you tell them when it's like, oh, it's, you know, it's -5 out and I'm just going out with like no hoodie, that's perfect weather. They're like, what? You also usually have to convert it to Fahrenheit for them to understand, which, like, I get. You grow up with the system, you're a little attached to it, all right? But I don't understand how people don't use Fahrenheit without being, like, ashamed of it. The only way, like, it's just so silly and illogical, and, like, nobody else really in the world uses it but the States, right? So, like, when you're talking to somebody like a coworker from the States, you know, like somebody in Florida or something, they'll just like throw out Fahrenheit without any awareness that they're talking to a bunch of Europeans and Canadians who just immediately will be like, oh God, you're an idiot. Like, why are you using these weird made up numbers? Even though I know they make sense to Americans. Fahrenheit is just like when you're used to Celsius and you can travel with Celsius and you like everyone understands what you're talking about. And then Americans will just be like, oh, it's 90 today. You're like, what? Not what? No, it's not. Like, knock that off. 90. And then, like, the differences as well, like, you know, like if you're watching American media or something like that. You know, there's episodes growing up on TV, like, oh, the thermostat has to be 70. No, it has to be 75. And when you grow up in Celsius, they're like arguing over like a degree or two's difference. And you're like, there's no way you care about that. There's no way you can feel that difference. Like, come on, get over it. That just sounds silly. I don't know. Just don't get it. But yeah, like I I could compare it to like, here's an example. If everyone in the world called a car, and then there's just one person, like you're in a very, you're in a discussion about insurance or something, right? Big international conference. Everyone's at the table. Everyone's talking about cars, vehicles, motor vehicles. And then you just have one guy come up, demanding to be taken very seriously, as he's like, no, we like the vroom vrooms to go 10,000. And you're like, why are you allowed at the table? Why are you allowed here? I don't know. Maybe I'm just overly biased against Fahrenheit.
Looks like we got them all.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the fancy door. Is it? I don't know. We'll go whichever way. I don't care. Cool, this is kind of the direction I thought was going to be the better direction, so this works out for me. Whew. Yeah, definitely getting, oh. Probably should have healed before coming in here then. Yeah, definitely getting way too hot right now. I'm looking to maybe finish this level and then stop. I'm getting a lot of keys. Ow, what the? That, I blame the game on that one. Just betrayed me, outright betrayed me. Okay, cool. Okay, we will just blap this guy. We will blap this guy. We'll blap this guy. More meat. Yeah, I guess I could get out of here whenever I want. Does this actually allow me to heal? Nice. Oh, come on. Ugh. Hate that logic. It's so dumb. Why is the healing pool person specific? Are the energies already wasted? The water should drain. It should stop glowing. It should do something else. Disappear from the map, maybe? Give some sign. Cool. All right. Well, that worked. Blue. Okay. Now, I like that I can just leave, but might as well poke around for a sec. What is that? Moon going on. Wow, black paint. Okay. Looks like there's a cluster of enemies over here that's suited for the Nova Cannon. Okay, back to Monica to pick up some experience. Great. I think her sword had leveled up once more, right? Okay. Hey, that did it. Cool. Well, it looks like this one, if we just do smash, we can get. And we might have already beaten the thing, so cool. Now, wait a second. Okay. All right. Should be fine. Let's test out our new weapon on this sad sap. Oh, it's fast. Oh, I like that a lot. That is excellent. Top tier. Tremendous. I love it. I'm very pleased. Yeah. that is going to let me cut up the final boss, man. I would be like, I feel myself waking up as I realize that there's like a unique move set that I have gained and something has changed, and I'm not just like continuing on with the grind. I'm so into the fact that I have a new move set on Monica. It's so much faster. It's like dashy. I love it. It demolishes these guys too, but whereas before it was taking a good while, now she's kind of holding her own. Which will be really useful when I need to like grind this out. Because I think when that time comes, like before I maybe do like the last floor or whatever, I'll do some grinding probably, where I just like solo off screen, do the levels a bunch of times in a row, fast forward, and just rush it and max my weapons and then put all the points into them. We're fast approaching that point, but we're not there yet.
Looks like we got them all.
Okay. Okay, so we've made some more progress, got through a couple of levels. We're gonna go back to the foyer. I'm going to save because I'm just too hot to wear my headset. So thanks for watching this episode of Dark Cloud 2. See you around the next one. Bye.